If you are in the process of building a brand, there is one key secret ingredient that you need to ensure to incorporate if you want to guarantee success. And a lot of gurus, business coaches, senior leaders in the world of personal branding and branding in general all have this one thing in common when it comes down to being able to build a brand that people remember, that people trust, and what people would actually want to buy from as a result of building their brand. And that one thing is the concept of behavior change. And for those who are not aware, my first job when I started my PR career all started in a department called behavior change. And for me, that was a quite an interesting time, to be fair, because I would argue to say that a lot of things have come full circle from when I started my career to today, where I'm building a seven-figure brand within 1,000 days and documenting the journey by uploading one long form piece of YouTube content every single day. So if you are interested in all things branding, marketing, and PR, please do subscribe and look forward to more videos and click the description box down below and check out my Substack because I post content on there all the time as well. But ultimately, the whole idea of behavior change is an interesting one because I worked across various government departments working on behavior change campaigns. And what that meant was the idea of PR and media relations and communications was all incorporated with the whole idea of changing the behavior of the public, right? So let's say, for argument's sake, for a department focusing on the aspects of health, what are they going to focus on? Wanting to have people improve their health. And through that, you will think of various different campaigns, different initiatives, and different activities to make people think differently as far as health is concerned and what they can do to improve their health. So, when it comes down to the idea of building a brand, you want to ensure that you build a brand with the idea of changing the behavior of your target audience or changing the behavior of those who are tuned in with your content, right? And for me, a lot of the content that I produce and a lot of the topics that I discuss all comes down to the idea of behavior change and changing your behavior to the idea of you understanding the importance of being able to build your brand and working towards the idea of building your brand in an effective way, removing all the self-doubt, all the fear, all the things in your mind that makes you feel that you cannot do it. My aspect of my brand is there to change and shift your perception on what it means to be able to build a brand. And you need to figure out for yourself, what is your brand designed to do? What is your brand designed to do to ensure that whoever is listening to you is going to make that shift? And when it comes down to that shift, they will then understand that through the process of consuming your content or being involved in the work that you're doing or just being immersed in your ecosystem, as I refer to it often, being able to showcase how you can change the behavior of other people in a positive way, in a positive light, for them to go on to do things that they never thought was possible, will only come back and pay in dividends. Because for you to have that ability just showcases that you have the skill of not only having a brand, but having a reputable brand that allows you to change the lives of many people. So, with that, I need you to really consider the idea of what it means in order to build a brand. A brand is more than just the idea of you posting content here and there and sort of documenting and showcasing the behind the scenes. That is one element of the branding part of things. But as I always mention, we have the personal brand, we have the business brand, and we have the campaign brand, right? And throughout that, you want to be able to ensure that your brand allows the changing of behavior for whoever is consuming your content, or more so, whoever you are focusing on targeting in terms of them wanting to consume your content, and you being able to focus on establishing your content to align with your ICP. And when you get to that point and you are able to then shift the behavior of various different people in various different circumstances, right? But they all fall under the idea of your target audience and your ICP. That is when you know you have a brand that is something that is going to stick, because you have now developed your brand in a way that allows people to not only learn from you, but they actually incorporate the teachings that you share on a daily basis. And a lot of the time with the content, of course, with me producing and uploading one long form content and uploading it once a day on YouTube, I always advise it is not for everyone. And in the grand scheme of things, you do not need to be posting every single day on YouTube in order to build a brand, right? I mentioned this as my campaign brand, me producing content and getting to the point of me being a lot more confident to produce said content for 1,000 days, right? Is me documenting the process one day at a time. And through that, I have been privileged, I would say, to have many people reach out to me to let me know how much my videos has helped them in the process of doing what they're looking to do, and also just the confidence aspect of things. Because I always say, if I can do it, then there's nothing that is stopping you from being able to put the camera on and record. And with this channel, there's no gatekeeping neither. I put all my content out, I share everything that I know to share with you in a way that can help you build your brand. And through that, I then understood that the aspect of changing the behavior of how fair is considered is something that I am a big believer in when it comes down to my brand and how I'm able to change behaviors and shift perception and to empower people to navigate in this world, and how to build a brand that's not built on the aspects of, you know, survival and suffering, but more so thriving and being able to persevere and being able to overcome any obstacles or fears that may come their way. That is what my brand is designed for. And that is the reason why I'm leading by example by documenting the process every single day as a means for you to understand how serious it is when it comes down to not only establishing a brand, but being able to establish a brand that really changes the perception and the minds of people forever. So this work that I'm doing is a lot more deeper than the idea of just posting the content. It is the idea of really being able to produce the work that really gets people to move differently in a positive way that allows them to benefit in the long term. And before I even end this video, that's why I always talk about the importance of establishing your own intellectual property, establishing your own methodology. Plenty of times, everyone in the realm of branding, we all discuss the same topics, right? We all talk about the same things. But then the thing that will make you stand out is by having a methodology that is aligned with the foundations of what you are looking to do as far as behavior change is concerned. And when you then have that idea and then you embed that into the way that you produce your work and the way that you introduce yourself and the way that you collaborate with different people, right? That is the way that you then align yourself with a way that makes people identify what you are doing this for. And the more that people then gravitate towards you on the basis that they know who you are, what you do, your expertise, as well as your why, the why behind all the things that you're doing and the reason why you are putting in the work in order to get a desired result, not just for yourself, but for your target audience and for the people who check for your content, right? And the people who are rooting for you in the process. That is what you need to consider in the process of building your brand, right? So, on that note, please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Comment below if you found this video helpful. And remember, behavior change is incredibly important. And the sooner that you embed that into your strategy, right, into your brand strategy, the more that you will then be able to see the results that will then be momentum for you to keep going, knowing that you are making an actual impact and a change in the world, not just for yourself, but for the people who tune in with the work that you're doing and your content. So if you are one of those people who watch my content on a regular basis and you have benefited from the topics that I talk about, right? From the concepts that I share, from the techniques that I showcase with you all. Please do like the video. Please let me know if you find this useful. And then also, if you are not subscribed, please do subscribe if you are locked in and you are following the journey, because I guarantee there's loads more that I'll be sharing in the coming days. As you know, I'm posting every single day. So I know there's going to be videos that you enjoy. On that note, peace out, look after yourself, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Take care, look after yourself.